Shane Murphy-Reuter, he is the CMO at Webflow. He had a great question for me in our last episode together. He asked me, if you were the CMO of Webflow, what would you do differently? Well, Shane, that is a loaded question. First, let me just say that you're doing an amazing job. You probably already know this, but leading a team of 70 people on the marketing team is just nuts. But I do just have a couple of things to suggest. Well, I have 13 things to suggest. So I spent a little bit of time just thinking through yesterday. And so here's what I have. So, number one, there is no mention of website in your top header banner. And I'm just curious why that is. It sounds like I can build anything. And I have to scroll down quite a bit before I see any mention of site. It doesn't even say website. So, I'm just curious why that is. I do really love how I can engage with the top header banner image, at least on my desktop. That is super fun to do. Number two, beyond the word of mouth, where people are talking about Webflow, it's getting popular. It's not really clear why I should use Webflow versus the status quo. So, what's the obvious problem with building my website in other ways? Maybe WordPress, maybe using my developers to code the site. There are other ways. And when I work with startups, it's tough because they're not always clear. Like, we hear about Webflow, but why? Why should we use Webflow? So, as you continue, especially to push into enterprise, you'll want to have this rationale clear and handy. And selfishly, I want to be able to read it on your website and share with the startups that I work with. Number three, there is so much going on in your top navigation bar. I know by now you have so much to share, but what can you focus on in your top nav bar versus what can you move out of there and help the visitor navigate your website? For example, you've got your Webflow 101, it's this university, and that's not a resource that an enterprise company leader is going to want, right? That's for the Webflow developer. So maybe you put that under solutions and call it Webflow for devs, and they can find that there. Also, customer stories, I would pull that out and make it easy to navigate to. I couldn't find that easily. And I feel like that's something that I would go to immediately. Like, I want to see how other folks, other customers, what do they look like? Why did they decide to go with Webflow? What's the value that they're getting, right? Number four, testimonials. So I see logos, but where are the people? Where are the faces? I would suggest making it more human, make it more real, pull out what customers are saying about Webflow and make it text, make it video, or even both. Number five, don't gate your content. Maybe I'm biased, but gating to me is so 2014. Don't you want more people to read your content? I know I do. So I personally would not gate my content. The state of the website report, I had to give my email, my name, my email, my phone number, my company name, my title, and more. And I'm just curious, what are you gaining from gating your content? Maybe it's emails, you're getting emails, right? But you can buy email lists. So what you're losing is probably less people consuming that content. And I think that's a lot worse. Number six, add an interactive product demo to your site for that one step before, for when people might not want to sign up for free yet, for when people don't want to talk to sales yet. They get to test drive your product. And I think that top navigation bar image is kind of cool, but what I mean is like really test drive your product. Could also be cool to use for customers to show them new features as they come out. You can check out jellyfish.co. They do a really good job with, basically, you go to any landing page and they've got an interactive product demo to show you different use cases for different people. And it's really great. Okay, number seven, marketing as tech. Could you build a tool into your site where people can pop in their website, and then if it was built on Webflow, you can upgrade their site and show how it would look way better? Of course, this has to be built, right? It's probably a little bit difficult to do it. It's not easy, but I think it'd be great for capturing leads. And it's way better than gating your state of websites report because now I know why I need to share this information with you. And I'm getting a lot of value back from that. Number 8, partnerships. I see that you have partnerships with VCs and investors that have portfolio of companies that might need, to use Webflow. But what about partnerships with marketing agencies or consultants or fractionals? You might want to consider that as well. Number 9, consider a reverse free trial model for your pricing. Just consider it, right? It's a little backwards because people are paying and they form a habit around the paid stuff. And then when you downgrade them, they would want to pay going forward. So just something to consider. Number 10, websites are all about design and images, and typically a lot of the websites are pretty static, but content in 2024 and beyond is more and more we're seeing a lot of video is really engaging people. Images and video really engage people, right? So what about working with video content creators, seeing more faces that represent Webflow? Creator tools today make it so easy to do this. I see that you've got your YouTube videos and they are very, they're good, but they're very buttoned up. And I'd recommend playing around more with those. For example, your modern marketer recorded panel event. I would have loved to see some images overlaid showing me what they actually did, what they actually built out versus just voices talking about something. I think you're doing more of that with TikTok, but how can you leverage some of that elsewhere? Number 11, you mentioned category design is something you're taking a big bet on this year and into next. And I see a lot of product marketing in your content efforts, which makes sense, right? Because you're taking a big bet starting this year. I think the challenge for you will be how to divvy up your content efforts so there's way more education around your new category. It's going to be a long road ahead. And I just wanted to mention that I had Ari Yabluk on the Modern Startup Marketing podcast. It is episode 194. And he talked about how they successfully approached category creation and education at Island, which is a Series C startup. And he also talks about how to successfully sell into the enterprise, and it's not what you'd expect. So I highly recommend that you listen to episode 194. Number 12, is there a way to celebrate your top Webflow customers and partners? Like put on events for them, gifting, Webflow branded store with merchandise, creating VIP experiences. Maybe you're already doing some of this, I'm not sure. But what you're trying to do with that is create super fans and not just customers. Number 13, final one. If you still don't hate me yet, hopefully some of these are helpful. So for target customers, make a list and send them what you would do differently with their current website to take it to the next Webflow level. Blow them out of the water and say, Brad or AJ or whoever your Webflow expert is. Our Webflow expert is ready and can do this for you, and see what happens. So that's my list of 13. And for more creative ideas, there is an article that I wrote up. It's on LinkedIn. It's called 36 Startups Share Top Creative Marketing Ideas. And it's from season 3, where I was going deep into just innovation, pushing boundaries, creativity within startups. And so, highly recommend that. I will include a link in the show notes to that. And Shane, I hope that was helpful. Again, you are doing an amazing job. And these are just suggestions. And it was just a few things, just a few. So, thank you again for joining me. And I hope that that was helpful.